he seen moonwalking them in the car. He turned to the same and seen that the reach for his. They duck and ducks him. How do I know this? I ain't gonna tell you all how I know.
FBG Duckman. Tomorrow was Sunday. He will be on the front page. He made the front page of the Chicago Sun-Times. FBG Duckman. Tomorrow was Sunday. He will be on the front page. He made the front page of the Chicago Sun-Times. Chicago Sun-Times is the biggest paper. Them and the Tribune, they the biggest papers in Chicago and Illinois, period.
Think that's okay. I've been on this radio for years telling you that what you do online will get you jammed up offline. FBI stands for Facebook and Instagram.
Just talking about the video, the footage they got. You know, they got O-Block inside of O-Block. They had, Moab got a phone call, and you can see them running down to the cars and all kind of shit before they blah, 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 blah.
Five alleged Chicago street gang members now facing federal charges in connection with the shooting death of a local rapper downtown. The charges announced today by the U.S. Attorney, who says social media played a role in this case. Our Patrick Elwood live at the Dirksen Federal Building now with the latest. Pat?
Ben, and right you are. Brazen act of violence that took place on an August day in the Gulf Coast against a Chicago rapper. And then it was promoted, bragged about on social media. And the feds say it was because of that helped them make this case. And then it was promoted, bragged about on social media. And the feds say it was because of that helped them make this case.
He seen moonwalking them in the car. He turned to the same and seen that the reach for his. They duck and ducks him. How do I know this? I ain't gonna tell you all how I know.
Sir, you don't have to tell us. We already know, sir. So, please save your breath. You see what I'm saying? And hold that thought. So I can say shout out to my Bonds and shout out to my Bonnettes, because we are the best. And you should definitely know the rest. So, how's everyone's day going today? I hope everyone's day is A-okay. Because me, myself, personally, I'm just here. You see what I'm saying? And when I say here, I'm right here on social media. You already know to do what I do best. You see what I'm saying? Prepare boxes. And that's just what I'm about to do. Now, you guys, check this out. Now, listen. I was doing my daily rounds on social media today. And guess what I bumped into? I bumped into a few things, like a couple of videos, you see what I'm saying, that was out before the alleged trial started, before the trial started of the O-Block 6, you feel me? So now that the trial has started, I wanted to look at this video and just see what this guy had to say for my Moo Whopper and the O-Blockians had to go to trial. You see what I'm saying? We're going to see what he had to say, and we're going to try to figure out if this guy knew anything. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to see if I was right about what I said, and was I spot on. Before we get into that, you guys, Another thing I told y'all I was right about, didn't I tell y'all? Y'all see the videos I got down there. You ain't got to say I'm big teeth and nothing. Just go down there and find them. You see what I'm saying? Check out the videos where you see the Chicago Sun-Times on the front of it. Didn't I tell y'all the Chicago Sun-Times was with the play? The Chicago Sun-Times was on the first case that I worked. You see what I'm saying? Actually, the dudes that I was stepping on the case, one of the main dudes that I was stepping on that case is a black guy from Texas that was living with the great grandson of dude who owned the Chicago Sun-Times, and that's why they was putting all those bogus stories out on the Chicago Sun-Times, because I told y'all the Chicago Sun-Times is with the play. Now you heard at the beginning of this video, you heard Mr. Trenches talking about Duck's gonna be on the front page of the Sun-Times. You see what I'm saying? And all this stuff is before the trial. Talking about Duck gonna be on the front page of the Sun-Times, you guys. It's the anniversary and stuff like that. And yeah, y'all, the Sun-Times is the biggest newspaper outlet in Illinois and all this stuff like this. And this was before people find out he was a rat, when he was trying to cover it up and he was sitting back and didn't know that the feds was going to snake him out. But with that being said, y'all, let's get into the video of none other than the Four-Eyed Fool. And let's see what he had to say about 3 months ago before the trial started. You know, right when I was started them operation drills, and I was working all them bodies in Chicago. And my main bodies that I was working was none other than Tuka and K.I. So let's see what he was trying to do before the trial started, when I let them know that I was none only but finna step on the whole case. So let's see what this guy had to say. And I don't be trying to rhyme, just come out like that sometime. Let's get it.
It talk about the killer of Tuka. This is the first time we really been seen paperwork talk about who killed Tuka.
I know, sir. That's why, for some strange reason, you guys, the alleged paperwork will come out right about the same time that I'm doing the operation drills, saying that that they drilled Tuka out. For some strange reason, you guys, it'll come out now, and he's talking about, it's never been said, really talked about who drilled Tuka out. You know, I'm going to tell you that's a cotton picking lie, because you all been running around saying that Odie drilled Tuka out. You remember? Hold on. Hello? You remember y'all was saying Odie drilled Tuka out because he was a highly rumored suspect, because he was posting with a 357, you know, the long barrel chrome revolver that you guys own, right? Right. So, sir, to answer your question, that's why the paperwork has never been, it's never been really talked about who drilled Tuka out and none of that, because they already said that Odie did it, and then you know that was put in the paperwork, and you know why you did that. And I've been telling you the whole time, since 3 months ago, that you was the running the paperwork, and you was the head guy on the FBG Duck case. You can just run through my videos and you will see. So that's why he had to put in the paperwork and try to sneak and debunk me. Say he allegedly never heard anyone ever talk about the Tuka body, and this is the first time this type of exclusive evidence has came out in the Tuka case. No, I have the most exclusive evidence in the Tuka case. And if you don't believe me, just go down there and find my Tuka STL videos, and you'll see who have the most exclusive.
You know, we all know about the young man Tuka, close friend with Duck, who lost his life at a bus stop. Blah, 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 blah. You know, to be honest with you, when I looked more, I seen something deep. I seen something about Tuka death. You know, it already tells stories about how K.I. lost her life. Then it tells stories about all kind of shootings and killings and who killed K.I.
Sir, didn't you just hear at the beginning of my video when those news reporters said that social media started the case, right? Social media solved the case, right? So this is why y'all was looking at social media, watching social media, and basically watching me, so y'all can try to use your narrative to keep writing up this federal paperwork, right? Because everybody is watching social media for the information, right? Okay, so this is why y'all trying to go around the paperwork by my information. And I said that on another video. I said, y'all trying to use my paperwork to put the information out. This is why you said it got to talk about a lot of bodies. And this is why you brought up K.I. and got to talk about a lot of bodies and all this, because I was running around doing the operation drill saying Vaughn did none of those bodies, and they are unsolved murders. But he's trying to make y'all think that these murders are all connected to Muwap and Vaughn and all them. But you can't even connect the duck to them, let alone the other ones. Goofy.
But it speaks about Tuka case, and I noticed a lot of people didn't speak on that. You know, there's been a lot of rumors about what happened to Tuka. When I looked in the paperwork, it says that it got information from somebody that said Tuka was killed by the BDs. That's all it said.
So why is that so exclusive? Isn't Odie a BD? Wasn't you guys trying to say Odie did it? Wasn't they trying to run around say the TYMB dude did it? Wasn't y'all trying to run around and say all these people did that to Tuka? And it's all on social media. So I'm trying to figure out why Tuka case was allegedly so much a top secret. Who did it? No, everybody knows who they allegedly blamed on social media for the people. Y'all put it together, right? Y'all put this stuff together. Y'all said Odie did it. Y'all blamed everybody for doing Tuka. You see, it's all on social media. It's part of your crew, so I'm pretty for sure that you have seen it, sir. In this video you made before the trial. You made this before the paperwork, where the paperwork had came out, but no one knew who it was, because on this video, you're like, man, the paperwork is out, y'all. The trial's starting, the money got initials and stuff on it. The whole time, y'all, he knows exactly whose initials on it. He knows all that. If you go back and check, this is just when I started the Operation Drill and said, I'm finna slam the trial because Muwap and finna go to trial, and this is why they're trying to base that paperwork off of me, the phony paperwork that the four-eyed fool is making up, and this is why he's running up there always popping up with it. You see what I'm saying? And got the Chicago Sun-Times posting all this bogus stuff.
Now, we heard the information like that, you know, rival gang members killed Tuka, but we never heard that out anybody's mouth. Now, we heard the information like that, you know, rival gang members killed Tuka, but we never heard that out anybody's mouth.
Sir, if you search on social media, especially YouTube, you'll see 1,000 people, 1,000 creators, 1,000 YouTubers, 1,000 bloggers, 1,000 whoever running around saying that Odie took Tuka down. You see what I'm saying? That Odie took Tuka down. But for some strange reason, y'all, he never heard nobody say this out of their mouth. That's a cotton picking lie, sir. And see, before you get to talking, sir, and trying to debunk me, please get it right, sir. By that logic, if you said you never heard nobody say that out of their mouth, then it's just like I said too as well. It's still the same thing, and I'm still right. You know why I'm right? Because I told you that Odie didn't take Tuka down, right? Okay, so thanks for telling me that I'm 100 billion% right. You see what I'm saying? So Odie didn't take Tuka down. I didn't take Odie down or Blood Money. Vaughn didn't take KI down. And doesn't it seem like that's what my whole Operation Drill is? All these unsolved murders. See, what I'm doing is letting everybody know that social media is not going to be allegedly solving these murders, because guess what? They'll never be able to solve it. Not why I'm on YouTube. You know why? Because you're going to see too much of the truth over here, you see, and common sense. I bet you one thing for sure and two things for certain. I bet you I open your eyes up.
You know, hearing it in that paperwork, it says Tuka were killed by BDs. Now, what's real close to Tukaville is you got like O Block, and you got like TYMB, you got other sets and shit like that of BDs. You got like Front Street, you got like other cliques and shit over there. So we don't know exactly who they're claiming that did this shit, but it had Tuka's name in this shit, and I couldn't believe this shit. It seemed like somebody that gave all kind of information, the structure of the gangs, the leaders of the gangs, who collected money, and it also talks about murders.
And the strange part about the whole thing, four-eyed fool, the whole time that you're saying someone that gave up information and all that, the structure of the gang and all that, you knew 100 billion% fact that it was Martell Wiley and Butter, right? You knew it, Martell Wiley and Butter. The whole time you sitting up there talking about this, you knew the whole time it was Martell Wiley and Butter that was telling, right? So you so intent on trying to debunk me. You see what I'm saying? And then you just said it. There's all type of TYMB sets, front street sets, and all over there. But they said the BDs did it. They been saying the BDs did it. You see what I'm saying? If they were saying Odie did it, isn't Odie a BD? If they were saying TYMB them did it, isn't that dude they were saying was a BD? You see what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name, but y'all got it all on social media. That's the one I told you. I was glad that he got up there. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm glad he got up there and said, no, y'all got me screwed up. I have nothing to do with what happened to Tuka. That's the one I told y'all that the only one that got up there and refuted that. You see what I'm saying? Because these people are the one who took Tuka down. You feel me? This is why they can't get it right. And this is why this dude is jumping up here, making it seem like it's some exclusive evidence because he keeps saying it's in the paperwork. But you're making the paperwork. Sir, you're the one making the paperwork. I've been screaming this the whole time since I started Operation Drill. I've been screaming that he's the head guy on the duck case, and all this paperwork is they're trying to go off my information to keep putting the paperwork out, and this is why he keeps screwing up. You see what I'm saying? This is why he keeps screwing up. Let me give you another piece of proof. Listen, don't y'all see everybody who I told y'all, from Nash to the clown truth teller, to every last one? Don't y'all see all of them down there at the Durskin building? They all going to the Durskin building. What is all these bloggers from out of town running down to the Durskin building in Chicago for the duck trial? Because they down there, y'all, because they're the social media ones that help solve the case. You understand me? They're the ones that help solve the case. And this is why they got to be there. And this is why Truth Teller, the four-eyed fool, was just there up in that hotel room. You see what I'm saying? The same day old Nash and Mickey Truth and was allegedly getting put out. And who else there? Drea O there, and all of them there. You see what I'm saying? And these are the ones, for some strange reason, I've been telling y'all the whole Operation Drill. That's with the play. You see, this is not no coincidence, you guys. But guess what? They got to go there because they agreed to do the job, and they also are federal informers. And the feds don't care about me putting them on Front Street, letting everybody know they federal informers. The only thing the feds care about is the ones that helped solve that case and gave them all that bogus information, that they better be down there at the federal Durskin building in Illinois. And right where they been at, y'all, at the federal Durskin building in Illinois. None other than the mama, Sheena Wheatley, who still haven't gave us that one piece of footage.
Roy and D-Rose 600 killed him. That's what the paperwork says. That's kind of like a snitch or a cooperator that told the feds this information. And
you knew off top that Snitches was a cooperator and a snitch and a cooperator and all that, and you knew exactly who you was talking about. You knew you was talking about Martell Wiley, Trenches News, right? Okay.
Somebody also told the feds that Tuka lost his life by rival gang members, the BDs.
This is why I'm telling you it's 1,000,000% truth that you guys, that those people took Tuka down. And you know why? Because the person you saying that you're talking about that gave the information about Tuka is Trenches News. Martell Wiley, the one gave the information and said that the BDs killed Tuka. So guess what? We see all this other lying that Martell Wiley was doing, right? So we can't believe nothing that Martell Wiley said, or we can't believe nothing that you say either, because you knew this is what you was trying to get up there to debunk me with, and this is why you're trying to get up here and solidify to your people that this is some exclusive evidence and that it's solidified that the BDs took Tuka down. You can't give us no set, no name, no nothing. You can just say that some snitch informant had to tell the police that, and you happen to know who the snitch informant is, and you happen to know who he was at that time, and you know it was Martell Wiley, right, sir? So what I'm saying by that logic right now, when they were saying that Odie did it and Odie is a BD, and now you're coming with this exclusive evidence that allegedly some informant snitch rat who you knew it was, Trenches News the whole time, allegedly said the BDs did it. So my whole point is we're at the same spot. We're still in the same spot before you made the video. You see what I'm saying? Actually, we're even more lost than we was when y'all was running around saying Odie did it. You see what I'm saying? With no facts. You feel me? No proof, no evidence, no fingerprints, no nothing. Just what YouTubers and social media said. So guess what, sir? I'm just as more lost than I was before you did the video. You see? So you shouldn't even did it because it's all a cotton pick and lie. But you did it to try to debunk me. But it didn't work. You see how I'm debunking? You're debunked, right? Strange.
This is crazy. I mean, that paperwork, I'm not gonna lie. When the feds come through, normally this shit happen. Remember, the police be having enough information to lock a motherfucker up. When the feds come through, they doing a big time sweep. That shit like a broom. They sweeping shit and everything get pushed up under that rug and you're gonna go to jail. And everything get pushed up under that rug and you're gonna go to jail.
I know, just like everything got pushed up under the rug and y'all framed Muwap them for it and Muwap them went to jail, right? Okay, thank you. Oh, by the way, the police, then the Chicago police didn't have no evidence either. And that ain't why the Fed stepped in. The Fed stepped in because social media solved the case and they needed social media and these federal informers to make up these lies. You see what I'm saying? Because what I'm showing you in my videos, in my Operation Drill, sir, is that that the feds don't even have any evidence. So Chicago police definitely couldn't have had no evidence. See, this is what I'm showing you in my Operation Drill, sir. This is what Operation Drills is. The feds definitely don't got no evidence. So guess what? We definitely know Chicago police didn't have no evidence or nothing to come pick Muwap them up on. You see, the same day Duck was drilled out, a little while after Duck was drilled out, they was getting pulled over in the car. So Chicago police. So that definitely showed that they had no evidence or no nothing. And they still don't, just like the feds don't. You see, because if they did, they wouldn't be giving all you federal informants $25K to make all these lies up. You know, like the other lie that Trenches made up and said that the BDs took Tuka down. Strange.
It's another thing I want to tell you. When you look into the paperwork, it talks about newspaper articles. Newspaper articles that kind of put them in the bed, like Muwap, Los, Kenny Mac, C-Thing, I forgot who else was there, C-Murder, and Teasy. They filed a motion in court to make sure the jurors are picked the right way. They filed a motion to make sure that the jurors are not tainted because they believe the Chicago Sun-Times, and they named the Sun-Times. Look, our big newspaper, they named it. They said the Chicago Sun-Times dropped an article about O-Block beefing with St. Lawrence and Jakira Barnes K.I. being killed by King Von.
And we're proving that King Von didn't kill Jakira Barnes. And so what should that tell you, sir? That should tell you that the Chicago Sun-Times is with the play, right? Because Chicago Sun-Times is this big news outlet. You see, they don't get articles wrong. So you see, because if they get articles wrong, they go back and recant it. You see what I'm saying? Recant it because they can lose ratings and things of that nature like that. The articles that they get wrong and that we prove that are lies and things like that are the ones that are did by the bigger people, like the elites and those people, you feel me? And this is why they don't got to go back and recant those articles, because guess what? When it's all said and done, they can push it all off on the informants and YouTubers that allegedly solved the case, you see? And this is how they keep their self good. And this is why the dudes on the news, this is why the news said, right on the news, y'all, both news segments, none of them gave the feds or the police no props. They gave it all to social media. This just to keep them clear. So if anything go down or any backlash come from behind it in the long run, they could say, hey, we was just going off information that was coming off social media because social media put this out. This whole case was based around social media solving the case. You feel me? So they basically gonna use that. Basically what they saying is, basically, they're telling on them. You see what I'm saying? The social media boys ratted on them boys. You see what I'm saying? And you can't say they ain't telling on them and saying that right there. This is why Trenches is all over the news and all in the Chicago Sun-Times and everything as being a rat. You see what I'm saying? They threw him out to be the scapegoat. Duh. Can't you understand what I'm saying? One thing for sure, two things for certain. I bet you they understand 1,000,000% what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
They said that newspaper article might have tainted their case. They don't feel like they're going to get a fair trial because that article named, O-Block in a bad way. They feel like, the internet that ended up getting information out that Sun-Times newspaper that made people able to Google shit and find more paperwork on them.
No, and it wasn't Chicago Sun-Times who did it. It was you guys who did it. See, now that's him trying to put it on Chicago Sun-Times. You know why, you guys? Because at that time, this is when I was telling y'all that he's the head dude of the paperwork and the head dude of the paperwork, and this is why they keep coming out with all this different paperwork. It seems like every piece of new paperwork he come out with is something to debunk my last videos. You see what I'm saying? It's definitely not gonna work, and that's why you're on this video just proving that you knew everything that was going on before the trial started. You knew about the paperwork, and like I said, you're making the paperwork up. You're coming out with this bogus paperwork, you feel me? And this is why they keep running down to Chicago, and they're up there at the Durskin building while the trial is going on, because they're bringing the paperwork and making the paperwork and all this stuff like this. And this is why you got Mama Duck running around there getting caught with weed, not going to jail, and they're trying to fight Moo Mama and all this. And this is where the shenanigans is now. It's at the court building, you see. Because they're running around and then they're trying to make it seem like Moo-Wop and all them is getting a fair trial. No, they're not. They ain't getting a fair trial. If you want to know what a fair trial is, how about you show us the video? How about you show us the footage of the actual situation happening? Show us the footage of four shooters jumping out of two cars. Would you please show us that footage? If you show us that footage, then hey, we can end all this. But for some strange reason, you ain't been able to show us that footage in 3 years because it's no footage. And ain't it kind of crazy how none of these bloggers ain't hashtagging where's the footage? Why ain't none of these bloggers, you guys, all these bloggers running around saying all these crapped out stories, strange stories, trying to get Von them in the paint, but none of them is saying hashtag where's the footage? You see what I'm saying? So that shows y'all 1,000,000,000% that they are not with y'all and they don't want you to see the footage. We want to see the footage. So hashtag where's the footage? We want to see it.
They feel like shit going on in their courtroom is out on the street, even though it's a fair case. You know, they're claiming that the Chicago Sun-Times released an article about them and made it easy for people to find their paperwork and maybe taint future jurors. So they feel like,
you're the one trying to taint the case with all this paperwork. Hey, y'all got the new paperwork and I got the new paperwork. We see who's tainting the jurors. We see who they're talking about. They're talking about you, the same person that's doing the video on them. Strange, isn't it?
you know, they filed the motion to make sure they're picking the jurors the right way. So the Chicago Sun-Times, they got named in this shit, and they sent Tuka. There's no rumors. There was no rumors about this, that rival gang members, the Black Disciples, killed Tuka.
They been saying that, but y'all see how he keep trying to say, y'all, this ain't no rumor, it ain't nothing, this ain't no rumor, none of that, y'all. They're saying that the BDs killed Tuka. They're saying, they been saying that. This is no type of exclusive evidence or none. This is just you trying to debunk me and my Operation Drill, because I told you that they took Tuka down. And guess what? Ain't another one up here yelling about Tuka, about he talking about, well, I ain't really heard too much about Tuka and this and that. Then why's you up here doing a video on it? I know you've seen my videos, letting you know, guess what? I know the murder weapons, not the murder. I know what murder weapon they used in the Tuka. I know who ran off with the black label jacket on. I know the Chevy Impala. I know the news said a half a mask. I know the witness that was on the back of the bus then in the van. I know the policeman who said he was going his way to pick him up and Tuka walked off. I know more about that case than you know. I know more about that case than his people know. So guess what? You can't tell me nothing about the Tuka case because you just said you really never heard too much about it. So I'm wondering why would you be up here on YouTube trying to solidify that the BDs took Tuka down? So you basically telling your people it's no lie, you guys, the BDs did it. So what is you doing? You snitching, right? Seem like a snitch move to me. If it seemed like a snitch move to y'all, y'all know what to do.
There's a lot of rumors about Tuka and shit, and we want to push that down to the bottom. I interviewed Tuka brother, other platforms interviewed his mom, but I think that was closest as we got to somebody really naming somebody.
I'm trying to figure out how was that the closest we got to somebody naming somebody. The paperwork allegedly didn't even say nothing but the BDs. You see what I'm saying? Social media was naming other people. You see what I'm saying? Mr. Odie, that's deceased. You see what I'm saying? So if this is the closest we got, you see what I'm saying? Then I hate to know how long it's going to take them to solve it. See, but they ain't got to solve it because it's one of theirs. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to lie on someone else and plant it on someone else, then you know who did it, sir. because by your little logic and scam that you just put out there, we're nowhere closer to knowing who did nothing to Tuka. Well, I ain't gonna say we are, y'all is, because I told you who did that to Tuka, none other than them. You see what I'm saying? Ain't that kind of strange, you guys? Every last one of the ones that I tell y'all that they did, ain't it kind of strange that they can't get it right and they seem to can't pinpoint who the person is, because it's them. This is why they keep making up all these stories every time somebody passes away. Now Odie's going, so now they want to try to use the alleged federal paperwork and plant it on someone else. You know, like when Big A left, then they tried to say that Vaughn was the one that took K.I. out. And you know, when K.I. left, then you already know what Ruger did. He jumped on the Exposing Me remix and said, y'all don't even really know who made the old, and he blamed his own brother for it. You see what I'm saying? So we can't believe a cotton picking word they say. And this video right here just lets me know 1,000,000,000% proof that Mr. Four-Eyed Fool is definitely with the play. And y'all please hit that like button if you think Mr. Four-Eyed Fool knew exactly what was going on. He knew exactly who those snitches was in that paperwork. You see, he knew exactly that it was Mr. Martell Wiley and Mr. FBG Butter and also Four-Eyed Fool and the rest of the clan. I will be back, same bat time, same bat channel. We are the best. Y'all definitely know the rest. Please run through them operation drills so you will know exactly what's going on. And you will be like, every video this boy put up is spot on. You see what I'm saying? Because he always come back and debunk their debunk game.